I watched one too many reading spreadsheet tours on YouTube, and now I have a series tracker in my reading spreadsheet. I've been building up my own reading spreadsheet for years now, and every year it gets bigger and better. And the newest addition is a series tracker. I saw one video on it and it sent me into a spiral of watching dozens of other reading spreadsheet tours, spending quite a lot of time figuring out a format that's gonna work with me and the rest of my reading spreadsheet, and then logging in all of the series that I'm currently reading. If you like a full tour of my spreadsheet pre-making this series tracker, I have it on my channel. I will do more reading spreadsheet full tours as it gets bigger and better, but for now, in this video, I'm just gonna show you what my series tracker looks like. Alright, we are now inside my reading spreadsheet. As you can see, there are quite a few tabs down here. This thing is a labor of love. I am continuously adding to it and making it better, hence today's video, one of my newest additions. I am so excited to give you guys a little walkthrough into my newest tab, which is the series tracker. If you'd like to see a full tour of this entire spreadsheet as to what it was a month ago, definitely check that video out. I will be making updated full tours as each iteration of the spreadsheet gets bigger and better. But for today, we are just gonna look through my new series tracker spreadsheet. Down in the description below, I've linked a few of the creators that inspired me for this spreadsheet. This is really a combination of a lot of their sheets, as well as some of my own previous sheets, as well as just some things that I kind of thought about in the moment. This took me quite a few hours to watch through all their videos, pick out the things that I really liked, things that I thought I would need, coming up with my own iterations, adding new things that I thought I would want into it, and then eventually plugging in all of the actual series that I'm in the middle of reading. So at a brief overview, you can see over on this left-hand side the author name, the series, information about the series and where it is in its publishing days and how far I am into reading it. And then over in this right-hand side are all the individual books, which are then color coordinated for when I've read them. So let's go column by column and what they all mean. So obviously over here we have author name in series. So as an example, we're gonna look through all of Rick Riordan's stuff. So over here I have the author name and then each of the series. These are each of the series he has, and then there's just some miscellaneous new books that I put under new. Under here I have if it's a completed or an ongoing series. So I have completed or ongoing, or if I DNF'd it, if I stopped it. So this is ongoing because he's still coming out with new books. In here, I have the number of books in each series, and for him in particular, I've also included some of the tag-along books to make sure I have those. So even though Percy Jackson and the Olympians is actually 5 books, there's 5 additional books. So I have the total number of books as 10. Out of the 10, I write down how many I have read. I have read 8 of them, which means I have 2 unread books. So my percentage of having read this series is 80%. And this is actually a little bar graph. You can see the code up here. It will auto-populate when I change things. So for example, if I come up and I say that I have actually now read 9 books, that has now changed to 90%. So it will change on its own. This is a column of up to date. Am I up to date on reading the series? Obviously, because all of the books have come out and I have not read them, I am not up to date. However, if, for example, Daniel L. Jensen's Saga of the Unfated, I just read her the first book because it came out, but the second book has not come out yet. So I am up to date even though I've only read 50% of the books. And then over here, we have each of the individual books. I have gone all the way up to 20 books in a series. Some of my series are very long. So as you can see, I have written all of the Percy Jackson books out, and I color coordinate them with when I read them. So I have before 2020, 2022, and then I have each of the years, and then I've obviously gone a bit into the future so that I don't have to come up with things. I also have some different formatting things to make it a little easier on myself. If I've italicized it, that means I've reread it since then. So I reread this book last year before the new series came out, so I have it as a reread. It is underlined, so I own all of these. If it's gray, that means it's not yet released, so that A Curse Carved in Blood is not yet released. But if it's like any of these where it's not color coordinated, that means they are out in the world and I have not read them yet. So back over in this corner over here, I have some overall stats. So you can see how many books in series, how many books I've read, how many books I still have yet to read, and how many series I'm currently reading. It is taking this data straight from the trackers. So as you can see, books in series is actually counting up all of these numbers. Books read is counting up all of these numbers, and then it's actually subtracting this from this. So of these 275 books that are on this spreadsheet right now, I have read 129 of them, and there are still 146 yet unread. This is also saying that I have 39 series that I'm currently reading, aka all the ones that I am not up to date on. So as you can see, going through the whole spreadsheet, I have quite a few authors going through. I have series that are going to be going on for a very long time. I have series that have just now come out. Some of these series I have completed, and I'm just going to keep them in here because I like having all the data together, and I have many rows ready for me to plug in more series as I start them. Coming down over this way, you can see Read in 2024 is this light blue color and then a darker blue color, so you can see as you go down, there are books that I've read kind of recently, books that I started reading last year or the year before, and the next books aren't out yet. So this is just finally a way for me to track all the series I'm reading, when they're coming out, if I still have books I need to go through. I love reading. If I like an author, I love reading pretty much everything they've ever written. So for example, I'm reading all the way through all of Ruby Dixon's works, as well as Sabrina Jeffries. So these are the series I have left of hers to go. I love having it all visually laid out like this. There are a ton of different formats that other readers have, but this is the one that I think is going to work best for me. Sometimes, because it's so new to me, I do forget to come in and update it, but it's just gonna have to go into my habits as I keep adding to the series tracker. Again, I will link the other creators down below whose videos I watched that really helped me in brainstorming for this spreadsheet. I really love it so far. I think it's going to be a really great addition to the overall spreadsheet. If you want to watch other spreadsheet videos, I'm sure many more will come along, so I'll link my playlist to them. And I know for one that I am constantly looking for new ways to do things. So if you see anything in here, you're like, oh, I would have done this differently, let me know. I love making my spreadsheets better. If you'd like a copy of my spreadsheet, go down to the description below. I do have a free template available. It does not currently include this new series tracker, so you're gonna have to wait until the next year when I update the whole template. But yeah, I hope this was fun for you to go through. I love watching these videos. So yeah, happy tracking.